persons are speeding in the area, and that is supposed to be 20 mile zone. You only get 40 miles per hour at highways majority of the time, or if there's a stretch between communities, for example, Whitegate and stuff like that, you can travel at 40 miles per hour because that's a wide stretch. There's no residents in that area, no business areas in the area for you to expect pedestrians or a high level of vehicles being on the road. And we find the areas that persons are permitted to drive a little faster, they drive slower. And where they're supposed to be driving slower, they're driving faster. And just last week I came and I gave you some stats for speeding. And I said, I'm gonna come and update you again, and I'm sure I'm gonna make you open your mouth. Because last year, between January and today's date, we issued 363 speeding tickets.
So from last January to today, the 28th of July?
Yes, 2024. 363 speeding tickets were issued. Now, for this year, as of presently, just before I came in the studio, I checked the stats. And that is, maybe there are more tickets that needs to be entered from other officers, but for now, I can only speak on what we have in the system. 1,145 speeding tickets.
1,000.
145 speeding tickets.
What?
Have been issued so far.
Wow.
And that is one of the main contribution to traffic accidents in the Federation, speeding. And I really don't know what we are doing wrong, what I'm doing wrong, what you're doing wrong, because we come here every week, and it's not just WinFM. We go to ZIZ. I post on my status. Other persons post on the status. The police post on the page. And it's like, and as I said, if we were posting about the JADAP being extended, everybody would have got that message.
But maybe they're getting the message, Constable Bell, but they're just not listening. They're just not heeding. As the young boy said, they don't hear. They don't hear. Yeah, they're not. I do not know what else we can tell these persons, because when I looked at the accident at camps, the way the front of that car is in, I know somebody was doing something. Some serious speed was had, because that is like slap. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I hope the person in the front, I hope their foot is proper. Because the front of that car is gone.
Yes, and you could, because if you're going at the required speed, obviously the vehicles are softer. No, the vehicles that they're making now are more soft, and that's why we should be even driving more careful.
Okay.
Because I dealt with an accident recently. It was an old school type of truck and a brand new model. And the brand new model is the one that collided to the rear of the old school truck. And there was no damages to that truck. No damages. But that new vehicle, grill, radiator, bumper, headlamps, everything gone.
Wow.
Bonnet well bent up, airbags even deployed.
Wow.
And nothing, just a little bend in the rear bumper of the car.
The vehicle.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's why we need to be driving more careful, because the vehicles are not being made in a way to secure us as much, in my opinion. I mean, they have more safety features and stuff like that, in terms of the indicator making a lot of noise as you're getting closer to the vehicle, or even trying to get an automatical brake. But we have to understand that these are man-made equipments that can malfunction at any time. So we should not put our full trust in just these vehicles and their features.
Yeah. But even in the days when most of the vehicles were solid, even then people used to get damaged badly, because I heard a comedian recently making a joke about the old days compared to the new days.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, in the old days, you have an accident, they just come, they just wipe your brains off the dashboard and sell it to somebody else, sell the car to somebody else. Meaning the car has no damage,
Yes.
as you said,
Yes.
but the person is mashed up.
Yes, because of the you see, and that's why we said in the law it gives 19, I think it's 1996 or 1999. Don't quote me wrong, but it's
Yeah.
within the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a vehicle of that age, you're permitted to drive that vehicle without seatbelt, because in those days there were no seatbelts in the vehicle. So if you have an impact, you must expect
To go out
bodily
somewhere.
injury, because the seatbelts are what reduce a lot of these impacts with the person's body and the vehicle
Dashboard,
itself, the
yeah.
dashboard itself. So he is correct.
Yeah.
Back then, when there were impact, there were less safety measures for the humans.
Can one drive a vehicle that old that somebody may have that still works without a seatbelt in this era though?
Yes, once that vehicle year,
Mm-hmm.
it's in complying with the law. As I said, I think it's 1996 or 1999.
Okay.
Any
Alright.
vehicle older than that must have seatbelt.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Also, we observe, and when I said we, the police, we observe that a lot of these accidents, persons appear to be intoxicated,
Wow.
especially at night. So you get majority of those situations at nights. Now, everyone needs to have some time for themselves, go out and treat themselves and stuff like that. I play music, so I wouldn't ever tell anybody, hey, I should stop playing so much. No. You need to go out
Yeah. so
and
you can
enjoy
get
yourself.
work.
But when you're going out and you feel like, hey, for example, today is my birthday, I want to get wasted. There's no problem in that. But ensure that you have a driver who is going to contain themselves during that period. So when it's time for you guys to go home, you have somebody who is alert. They have nothing to intercept their mind in terms of liquor, weed, edibles, anything like that, because we find that persons drive and some of them even tell the police straight, man, I doze off, I gaze. No, we cannot be living like this.
You're
We cannot be living like this, because, hey, you doze off, you get in an accident, you probably run off the road, you mash up your vehicle, you're alive, yes. But what if someone was crossing that road at the time? What if you dozing off put you to go over in the lane of an oncoming truck?
Yeah.
Something with great speed. Now, that's a hazard for you and a hazard for the other person. And we're going to have persons on the road driving as safe as they can, but other drivers are going to come and put them to either panic or get in an accident, because you might be trying to adhere to all the laws, driving at the speed required, keeping in your lane, being observant, but hey, this reckless driver is going to come down, driving at a speed. Now, even though you know you're in your right away, you're trying to avoid this impact because you don't know the outcome. So now you pull off the road, you run off the road, you damage your vehicle. Maybe that vehicle didn't get to have a collision with you. The person catch themselves after they probably hear you squeaking or your horns or whatever. And they catch themselves, they straighten up and they continue to go and they leave you right there. They leave you right there. And I think we need to really, really have these dash cams in our vehicles to capture these things, because when you call the police, you cannot say what vehicle it was. You don't know who the person was. That person didn't have any impact with you. So at the end of the day, ain't much we can do from the police standpoint, because you might say, hey, it was PB6 or PB10, but you have nothing to prove it because persons have gave police officers number plates and then later down they make it seems as if they're so sure and later down the line they say it could be PA, it could be P. So we don't just want to run with just the hearsay yes, we will take your word and inquire, but without the facts ain't much the police could do. So I encourage persons, please, to put these dash cams in your vehicle. Please, please, please. So, and when you're going out to Lime, you're not supposed to be driving under the influence of alcohol.
Or anything.
Or
that can
anything.
impair
Any drug.
the way you
yes.
operate. Yeah.
Because even me sometimes, you're not drunk, but you feel nice, and then you drop sleep and you don't even know you drop sleep. You wake up in the morning and you're like, man, I dozed off last night, but as I reach home, I dozed off. So imagine that happening to you in
Whilst
a
you're
vehicle at
driving.
motion.
Yep.
Another factor we have people failing to comply with the traffic signs. And fortunately, last week we had our conversation and you was asking, how soon do you think that we're going to get the signs? And the day after, I went to G Square at Azul to do some business, and I saw the signs there, so I was like, hey, these look like traffic signs. So he said, yeah, we want them to go up, but the driver busy. So I said, hey, well, I really need them. So I'm going to carry them up. Yeah, so we gotten the signs.
Okay.
So it's just for the guy to go out on the road now
And
put them up.
Erect them.
So we have the signs to place around in Bastia in the areas that we made adjustments to, and that had signs that were damaged. So traffic department, the police force, licensing authority is pleased to inform the public that these signs will be repaired and placed out shortly.
When someone hits a sign, is there a charge for them to fix that sign once they are the one that caused the damage to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Automatically, once you get in a traffic accident, whatever damage you cause, whether to human, property, and you're that cause of the accident, you're liable to compensate.
Okay.
For example, you hit a light pole, it's not a vehicle, but you have to pay collect for the light pole.
Okay.
Your insurance would cover those expenses, even if it's not a motor vehicle.
Okay.
Life, property could be vehicle, a wall, a house, anything that you destroy or damage, you must repair.
I know this is a far-fetched question for you and you don't work in the insurance industry, but do you think, let's try one more thing to get them to hear. Do you think with all these traffic accidents that the insurance might eventually say, oh, they have money to pay more, man. Let me increase it. Do you think that's inevitable?
Actually, when you get in an accident and you make a claim and you try to insure your vehicle, the following year, your premium go up.
Okay.
So, and I think we had some insurance persons here, and you find persons, even though the premium is going up, they don't care.
Still doing nonsense.
They don't care. And what they try to do now, and I like the fact that the insurance companies are working hand in hand, is like, oh, I carried up my premium with TDC. When I go back go insure my vehicle, I go in NCI. But NCI will ask you for that letter from your previous insurance to see if you would get that no claim discount. And if you had claims, then, hey, because they still will need an accident history from the traffic department. So even though you're changing to a new insurance, the insurance will still have the information to show, hey, this is a reckless driver.
Yeah, I don't need this kind of liability.
So if he's such a liability, he has to pay a high cost.
Okay.
So the insurance are doing it, but I could make this statement. I'm not pointing any fingers, but like as for any institution, exceptions are made for a lot of people.
Even though I don't drive, it is my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, that because of the numerous accidents, it makes the premium go for almost all the drivers now because people are complaining. I ain't getting no accident, but now this year my premiums have gone up because the insurance company saying that blah blah blah. You know.
Yes, it does happen for real, and as I said, when we had the insurance company here the other day, they did explain the reason for that. I think they said it goes based on the community pool or the area. If they find out like okay, persons in this area who are getting in most of the accident, the innocent pay for the guilty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can have conversations with supervisors, persons for the insurance and see if they can work out, okay, hey, this person was really a good driver for us over the previous years and have never claimed, so let us not let it apply to that person.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But whatever they do, that is on their behalf.
Yeah, using their own discretion.
Using their own, for example, same with me, because I might stop Catency, right?
Yeah.
Yes, on 4th Street, and for that specific day, I realized, hey, she don't have on a seatbelt. But for the past previous years and of me stopping her, she have always had on her seatbelt. Now it's up to me to use my discretion. If I do give her a ticket still, I am still within that right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm supposed to wear
Yes.
it, right?
I'm still within that right. But humans, if I realize, hey, this is not something she's accustomed to do,
Yeah.
probably I really caught her off guard, or, you know.
Or you
And,
might,
she,
you
and
might.
she didn't give me any attitude when I stopped her.
Yeah.
She complied one time. Hey, I don't have a problem at all.
I've heard police say, "Man, it come like you get up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Usually you don't do that. So anyway, don't make it a habit."
Yeah. And with what I was saying, with the failing to comply now, these are the traffic signs. Here at Pond Road, the road to turn down here by Convent, there's a no right turn there. There's a no right turn to the top of the road. But you're going to see somebody driving and they're going to make a right turn. And then you stop them. Man, officer, nothing was coming, man. You could give me a chance, this and that. But if we allow that to be a practice, even when something is coming, that person's going to turn. And then they're going to say, oh, the officer, them accustomed to us to turn all the time.
Yeah.
So how come they want, or because something happened now, they want to, you know, so.
But there's a sign there, though.
Yeah, that's why I said there's a sign. There's a sign, and then that's where people fail to comply with the traffic sign. Even on the Bay Road, there's a sign saying no right turn into Port Zante. But yet, I'm always getting calls for accident in that area.
So people are coming out traffic light and then trying to make a quick right.
Yes, they're trying to make a quick right turn, and then when you come, they come in like, man, officer, I'm accustomed to do it, man, this and that. But it's not that. You obstructed somebody's right away who is driving, adhering to the law.
Correctly, yeah.
They know there's no right turn there, so they don't expect anybody to drive and turn in front of them. So they're proceeding on their right away. But no, you're going to obstruct that person. No, you're putting fear in that person, because now you're putting a person to panic.
Yep. You know where they're going to end up.
Because you don't know what they're going to do. That person might end up trying to swerve in a way now where they're avoiding you because you're coming in their direction. Their attention is at you.
And
But someone was passing on this side who said, well, hey, this vehicle is going straight, it's not turning in, that is not supposed to turn in, so I'm clear to walk. Now, while that person is walking, you turn in front of that vehicle, that person panic one time and do like that.
Yeah.
Hit the pedestrian.
Yeah.
You didn't hit that vehicle, you would never stay there.
You have a caller.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning, guys. I have a question, right? I saw a video on social media where a father have a 4-year-old driving the vehicle. Obviously, she's not controlling the gas nor the brake, because her foot can't reach down there. But
Hello?
a heart attack, anything is possible. So should this father be doing that? Have this 4-year-old behind the steering wheel?
No, caller. All
and then have it posted on social media at that.
I saw that video.
that's a local video.
I was wondering, caller, you
Yes,
think
it's
that's
a local
local?
video.
Well, I'm not privy to that video, but if
Yeah.
Yes,
if
it's a
that
local
if that
video.
video
Got
is
the
provided
child.
to the police, that person could be prosecuted.
Yes, on social media. The child
But
foot just
child,
dangling, but
yeah, that
she
child is supposed to be in
staring.
a car seat, a booster seat. That child is not even supposed to be in the vehicle without a car seat,
Yeah.
and that child must be strapped in. So the fact that that child is in front, yet still holding the steering wheel, that's a no-no.
And you see now, this shows where fathers can do very foolish things sometimes. we were
Sorry,
just
dads.
we were just pushing the
We were-
fathers.
yeah.
doing-
Okay, so let me generalize it for him. This shows how influential
guys.
fathers are.
Yeah.
Thank you, caller. Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. But yeah, because I see her little foot there, but she keen, she holding her wheel, and she's staring good for her little age. But I
that
was
mean
wondering
that
how
is
she
some-
moving though,
but
because
that means that child is accustomed to be doing that.
Yeah.
Yep, they're
And at
training
what
them.
age did it start?
Did you start? You know,
Yeah.
because and say one, say two. Children are so spontaneous now. That child might be driving normal, and then just happen to just pull the wheel.
yeah.
Cause you might get comfortable now, like, hey, she holding the wheel properly.
Or,
for
or
real.
let me show you an example. That child is driving, and then another car is coming towards, and a little puppy's tinging in
Yeah,
the car,
and that
she
child
just
would never
she-
know how to react.
Yes.
Where it is, it's
Yeah.
like in the it's a off track, so
Oh.
she's not on the road
Okay.
at all. So the person's smart enough because they know they can get in trouble. So, but how it looks, it's off track. But I wasn't
But
sure
being
if it was
off
same
track,
kids.
when that child gets 6, 7, 8, and you're probably inside sleeping, that child
Yeah,
knows how
yeah.
to turn that key. Bet yourself that child
Like
going to
carry
drive,
the vehicle, but
and then you
so whole
cannot
big truck, you know.
and you cannot vex with the
Ain't
child
nothing
because
small
it's
enough.
what you're accustomed to allow that child to do.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, it looks like the truck, you know, like the vehicle resembles the truck that maybe goes to the coffee farm, the natural coffee farm.
Oh,
That's what the vehicle resembles.
wow.
Yeah.
the rainforest.
Yeah, so that's why I say it's off track. It's not on the road, but the child can handle her own. I'm serious. I can't find a video, but I saw it and I thought, wow.
So, officer, how do you deal with that now? Because it's off track.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No, and I'm glad you asked that question.
yeah.
Off track, in your yard, on a pasture.
Can't see a thing.
Once the public have access to that area, it's considered a public place.
Okay.
Wow.
Once the public have access to that area, for example, I might have my private home. On a normal circumstance, police cannot just enter my premises without a warrant. But if I am having a party where I invite the public there,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
police have all right to access that area because
Yeah.
it's now a public place.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Good explanation.
Yes.
There. Yeah.
Let's talk about the impatience because we didn't touch that or whatever you were going to talk.
Yeah.
You were
Well,
gonna
I was
mention.
speaking about the failing to comply, persons ignoring the signs and then saying, hey, aside for will, but
Yeah.
we cannot move forward with that. And I personally, I don't play that game at all. And just to show that person not hearing at all, the stats keep going. Last year we gave 684 tickets for failing to comply with the traffic signs within this period. And for this year, so far, we have given 849.
No, man. Oh,
These stats keep increasing.
wow.
I don't know if it's because more persons are getting driver's license now and they're following the bad habits from what they're accustomed to see their friends doing. But when you look at the offenders, the offenders are 3, 4, 5 times repeated offenders.
Wow.
But impatience now, for example, there's a lot of rear-end collisions. Persons come into a roundabout where you know you should stop and give way.
You have hold a minute. You have another caller.
Yes.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Hi, good morning, Cortez. Good morning, Quint, and good morning to your esteemed guest, traffic officer.
Good morning, sir.
I just tuned in and I'm here listening, and I am wondering, maybe someone would have probably called in on the recently held Grill Fresh and all things pertaining to the traffic.
We chuckled because we were talking about the big snake that we saw. That was like a python of length. Yeah.
Well, I was actually shocked when I saw that video too. But however, the only thing that I criticized about that video though, it was the driver was driving and still using his phone to videotape. But other than that, it was that was even worse than when they used to have the white sand, when they used to block persons from going over the Timothy Hill. But once persons are driving, keeping in their lanes, conforming with the law, ain't much we can do. Because if we're gonna try to make an issue from that, then what happens when there's accidents and the road is obstructed? So we can just make it look okay for when the police are doing whatever. They could have the traffic blocked up, but when other events are keeping, we must make an issue out of it. We could encourage persons to try to avoid parking, or whoever the organizers are, to when they're advertising, encourage persons
Carpool.
to either they find a designated area for them to park up and they have shuttles to take them there, something. But that was ridiculous. That
All
line
the
was
way to Central Bank roundabout. I was going home from work
no,
at
back
6
to the
o'clock.
airport roundabout.
Eventually,
Back to the airport
What?
roundabout.
no, I
Back
caught it
to
at
the
Central
airport
Bank.
roundabout. And then the thing is, I heard persons say this, they're hearing announcement for winners, but they're still in a line.
Wow.
And even the back road for Boardwalk,
Yeah.
that was clustered till it even had accidents.
Wow. So, caller, what do you recommend?
We lost the caller.
Oh, the
Oh.
caller left? Okay.
Unfortunately.
Because I would like to know what they recommend. As Constable said, we can maybe shuttle. So maybe everybody can meet at, I'm trying to figure out, the field. Yeah, we could use the Valley Park that we just fenced up.
Wishful thinking.
Okay. Let me wishful think. We park there and we shuttle, right?
Yeah.
I think it can be way easier.
Yes, that is
Yeah,
true.
we park
That is
there
true.
and we shuttle so that the taxis, because they're obstructing taxis too. Imagine
Yes.
tourists coming and tourists trying to get to the hotel
Actually-
after a long day of
Actually,
traveling.
they did obstruct the police because we had cricket going on and we had to escort the cricketers from Marriott
Yeah, so
to
to cross.
the and that was
Yeah, because they're gonna snake around the roundabout if they didn't get parking.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
that was real bad.
Well, I'm happy for the turnout. I'm happy for the
Yes.
success of the festival, but then the aesthetics when it comes to traffic has to be looked into and
Yes,
dealt with for
yes,
the next one.
yes, for
Yeah,
the-
because
for-
it's gotten bigger.
Yes.
It wasn't like that last year.
Yes,
It's
yes,
obviously gotten bigger and better.
I was
So
surprised. I
yeah.
was surprised when my wife called me. She was like, "I just finished working and I seen this line from airport roundabout."
yeah,
And I was like, "Yeah." And then I checked my phone. People have it on their status. Like, a guy actually literally started taping from the Frigate Bay stretch there, just before you reach on the land,
yeah,
to the ECCB roundabout.
yeah.
And I could have still saw vehicles and people who saw that line, who tried to think about the back track and go there, that was still clustered till someone was up on the hill. I think the excuse was the brakes gave out. And that was, 3 or 4 vehicle accident.
Whoa.
Well, that would definitely have to be looked into because, for instance, let's say there's a serious emergency or
Yes,
fire or
yes.
how do
Yeah,
you
that's hazardous.
yeah.
Because and even though we might have sirens to overtake those vehicles, we have to consider the
The ones
oncoming traffic.
oncoming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You are correct.
And those persons are in the right lane, so we still cannot be vexed with them if if we're going around the corner on their lane and we cause them to pull off and get injured or
Yeah.
whatnot, we would be responsible.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't obstruct their path, then that wouldn't have happened. So I don't want persons to feel as if, hey, there's police, so we can't keep them back. They could fight. No, we still thinking about road safety.
Yeah, yeah.
We still have to think about road
We
safety.
have to. We ought to. We must.
Yes, I realize we are going out of time, but just before we go,
Mm.
the impatience. Persons don't want to wait. For example, you come by the roundabout, you feel like, I got 10 minutes, I get rushing. You see a vehicle coming, but you're going to still try to squeeze to go through fast. And then you go through,
Right.
you get in an accident from 10 minutes to no time at all.
Yep. You lose the time that you thought
Because
you could
from you
have
get in an accident, you have to steady and call the
Yeah,
police.
yeah.
So we rushing to go to nowhere because I don't feel nowhere in St. Kitts
Nowhere is far.
is far. When I travel and you have to put on your GPS and your GPS tell you 2 hours,
Right, jeez.
2 hours, and then
You
the
make
thing
one
is,
wrong turn, recalculating
okay,
another
then another time in for you.
time add up. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
well,
So we have to.
I was listening to a man speaking to Lorraine on the weekend and speaking about when he traveled to some place
State to state.
in the States, and
Yeah.
he said, 7 hours of driving. He said, I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah. So we should be thankful because we have the perks of it. Once you follow the main road, you get around St. Kitts.
Yep.
You don't have to pull off to do this and that, but overseas, other places where we would go, and the thing is, we're gonna travel, we're gonna rent vehicles, and we're gonna be as cautious as we could in a next man land.
Yeah.
But when we're here in our homeland,
No love.
boom,
Yeah.
no love.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking, hey, you're about to injure your
Someone.
own local people.
Or
We're not supposed to go out and distinguish whether it's local or foreigner.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you want to be more reckless in your homeland than when you're outside.
Outside, you respect the laws. Yeah, we always do that.
Because out there, my anticipation is because they don't know the police out there, they know nobody is gonna be there to work them a favor.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
because they feel they know,
Yeah.
saying it's smart,
Yeah.
everybody would know me
Yeah,
as a police.
yeah.
Everybody and
You know?
everybody.
So it's like they're gonna be like, oh, is he? Is they, that kind of talking.
The
Sometimes
disrespect.
people who I even have good conversation with, when I stop them, they be like, oh, man, it's like, give me a chance. I'm like, no.
Well, that brings up a question because whenever you come in here and I look at you, I smile because you look like, to me, you look like a little boy. So do you have to deal with that when you're dealing with the public?
Well, in the beginning, but who know me? Know what I stand for.
Okay.
And they know they can disrespect me inside. And even if they do, it comes with consequences. And what I tell a lot of the people is, I could speak about it now because the case is over. Sparry. Sparry is my brother, like this. And I dealt with an accident with Sparry and convicted him. And up to today, he still find ways to ensure that I make money.
Yeah, yeah.
So I tell people, if I could do that for somebody so close to me, for me to give you $100 ticket and you want to vex with me, that's up to you
Yeah.
because you're not even helping me get any money in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I don't try to entertain this friend thing because when you go back, you might give them a break, and then later down the line, you hear they get an accident, you kill somebody, your conscience is killing you.
Yeah.
No, because where you could have pulled up that person, you made them feel comfortable to do it.
And I've heard at least one or two officers say they were lenient with someone and they end up in court, and right in the court the person says, but he gave me a break the other
Yep.
day. He look him there.
Yep.
Sell him
Yep.
out. Sinky ship.
That is exactly what happens, and that's why I try not to try to entertain these people because I stopped somebody. There were 3 offenses. I gave them 1 ticket, and it was a lady, but her boyfriend and me is good. She went home and complained to her boyfriend. Still, so I asked him, "Did your girlfriend tell you that it was 3 tickets she was supposed to get?" And I said, because I got instructions to go and deal with that offense, I have to go back and
Deal
report
with
to
it
my
now.
supervisor.
Yeah.
Say, hey, at least I'm giving you 1 ticket, and people get vexed for those stuff still.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I am at a point where I'm going to do my work. Who want to get offended?
Yeah,
You stay in your lane. You're not paying me at the end of the month.
that's it.
You're not helping me build my house or anything like that. So if you want to vex with $100 ticket, that's up to you. I'm doing my work, and people would recognize me for it. Cause look at Rose. They would have a lot of people abuse Rose, but there would still be people commending her
Yeah.
Yeah,
for what she stands for.
yeah,
And a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of people revere her because they can be Rose coming.
yeah.
Exactly.
They don't make
Although
joke.
they make noise
They
about
don't
Rose,
make
they're going to
joke
say Rose
when
come
they
up for real. They see Rose, they shape up.
And
one
that's
time.
to show that they know that they're doing something
Yeah.
wrong.
Because if you see Rose and you ain't doing nothing wrong, Rose.
Yeah. So
shouldn't be a
to the
factor.
officers, because I experience it. Once suppose people, the general public, see that they can take advantage of you, you are soft. They're gonna use it against you. But once they realize that you stand for what you stand for, you can have discretion still. But once they realize you stand for what you stand for, you make it work easier.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
once they see you, they're gonna pull up their socks.
Cool. I have to wrap up now,
Yes.
though. We're 11 minutes over time.
Yeah, no
All for
problem.
good stuff. Well, Officer Bell,
Yes.
thank you so much for coming in, as usual, and giving us the facts, letting us know what you stand for and what you won't fall for, letting the general public know the seriousness behind the accidents that they can cause and what they can lose.
Yes.
And then we're going to have some stats for the caller that called earlier next year in terms of the python that we had going to Frigate Bay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Found the South 98.9 FM.
When can I open my eyes?
Not yet. Okay, open. Do you see what I see?
It just looks like land to me.
It's our land, son. A wise investment that will grow with you.
Invest in land with CIBC Caribbean and we'll give you US $250 towards your valuation cost and 50% off your loan application fee. With CIBC Caribbean Land Financing, you can choose to build, hold, or pass on to your children. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more. Conditions apply.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Flow customers, unlock big prepaid rewards every time you activate a prepaid plan. Activate a 7-day plan or higher and earn points towards your rewards. Activate again, earn even more points. Activate next week, well, you get the picture. The more you activate, the more extra data and prizes you earn. Get in on the big prepaid rewards. Dial *129 or visit topupflow.com to activate a prepaid plan today.
Can you feel the love on a stranger's face? Look at the West Indies. West Indies cricket is all our legacy. It's our energy when we come down here. Time to rally around the West Indies. It's in every creed and race. West Indies are the holy grail. Whoa. West Indies is where we celebrating. Cricket is the game we love. A smile on every face, representing where we from. Cause there's our energy when we come down here. Time to rally around the West Indies. It in every creed and race. West Indies are the holy grail. Whoa. West Indies is where we from. Sunshine and sweet steel drums. Whoa. No boundary could stop, we might. When the West Indies unite, everybody charge up. West Indies going higher, full of energy, energy. Everybody charge up. West Indies going higher, full of energy, energy. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Where we come from, six is red in dough. Yeah, yeah. Where we come from, ignite the whole stadium. Look around, is all away. Jumping up past Pamela. Tell the bad vibes not today. West Indies full of energy. Look around, is all away. Every hand up in the air. Cricket is the game we play. The West Indies full of energy. West Indies full of energy. Whoa, we full of energy. Whoa, look at energy in the place. Energy when we play. Energy all around. Yeah. Can you feel the love on a stranger's face? Look at the West Indies. West Indies cricket is all our we legacy. Is our energy when we come down here. Time to rally around the West Indies. It in every creed and race. West Indies are the holy grail. Whoa, West Indies is where we from. Sunshine and sweet steel drums. Whoa, no boundary could stop, we might. When the West Indies unite, everybody charge up. West Indies going higher, full of energy, energy. Everybody charge up. West Indies going higher, full of energy, energy. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Where we come from, six is red in dough. Yeah, yeah. Where we come from, ignite the whole stadium. Look around, is all away. Jumping up past Pamela. Tell the bad vibes not today.
And we are back on Island T. And as you know, we had cricket over the weekend, yes, July 25th and July 26th. And wow, as I said, I'm giving the gentleman one more. You see, Quint's laughing at me already, because Quint knew I suffered heartbreak over the weekend. Yes.
Well, this morning when you came in, soon as she came in, she says, as usual, "Good morning, Quint." So I say, "Good morning." She say, "How you do?" I say, "Okay." And then she says, "I got 2 heartbreak over the weekend." So I know recently she had an uncle who passed away. So I'm thinking, what, 2 more people died recently? So when I inquired now, she comes there through the door and she says, I had a heartbreak because I lost in cricket, so I felt much better because then it wasn't another family who had passed away, so it wasn't as bad as I thought, because when she said heartbreak, I thought, what, another family had passed or another 2 family, but that's the way we take our cricket in the West Indies.
Yeah, boy. We take it too serious, As people say, you're going back again, I'd be like, yeah, I like the game. I'm giving them one more chance, like how you would give your relationship one more try. Yeah, three's a charm.
Look,
who never
Biff,
know? They might do something better tonight because they were better the second night.
One day Biff comes to the door, and he just barely like he's making it up the steps. And when he reached up to the top of the steps, he put his hand on the rail, bends his head, and he says, I can't take this, Them people gonna give me a heart attack. So Lorraine says, Don't let him give you a heart attack, Biff. And you could see in his eyes, right? Like, hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good day.
West Indies cricket dead.
Oh, Lord. So you ain't going tonight?
I ain't going no night. I ain't going no night.
But you're watching, though. You're watching.
Okay. What you going to see? But maybe, hopefully Australia have a little sympathy on them and let them win this one here.
Oh, Lord.
I guess they're going to put in the players, all them players.
Who need a little training.
Oh, but Lord.
Everybody got a game tonight.
Oh, my God. Y'all rough enough?
It's going to happen. Everybody will never hear.
I believe that is what is going. I believe that is what is going to happen.
Within themselves and a little respect.
Because
hopefully they accept the offer. And
no, man. Y'all rough this morning with the poor men in maroon.
What is true?
Oh, boy.
Go ahead.
I have something significant to say. We hear a lot of talk, even within the government and the region, about Africa and looking towards Africa and African
Caller,
future.
Caller, this is a segment geared strictly towards cricket, so we're going to have to keep it in the vein of cricket. What you would have to do, though, is in terms of, because I want to hear your view on this, but whenever we move out of the cricket realm, then you can always bring back up this. But right now, it's sponsored for solely cricket.
It's in the cricket realm.
Okay, then. Okay, go ahead, then.
It's in the cricket realm.
Yeah, go ahead, then.
I said before, we can't win because there ain't no pride in the game.
Yeah.
That's true.
What I'm also saying now, it's time for reparations. It's time for us to begin to teach ourselves some kind of African language, something to give us that connection with our roots. We have no pride because we lost. We can't win because we lost.
Yeah, you're right.
English come give us English, French come give us French, Chinese come give us Mandarin. And everybody play within the culture, within the realm, defend the name, defend the language, defend the bloodline. Who are we defending? We have no purpose. We must begin somewhere to begin to rebuild ourselves, our pride. Once we talk in English, we ain't going nowhere, I mean, it's good to know another language. But English, we must know, to us, is a foreign language. Our players begin to rebuild ourselves and the gold chain.
And
fame and glory.
And caller, as you so rightfully said, I remember the days when West Indies used to go around the world and the crowd would boo, the crowd would throw things at them, and they would still win because, like you said, they had something to prove. It's like they were saying, okay, so you look down on us, you call us monkeys and all kind of stuff. But it seems as if this younger generation now, having not experiencing that, like you said, they don't feel that urgency to prove anything.
They're not connected. You could only be connected with bloodline.
Yeah.
The players is St. Vincent, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Grenada, and Dominica. There is no real connection.
Yeah.
The other teams we play against, the people are connected by bloodline.
Yeah. And they have something to prove. They are trying to prove that they know the history and they know what the history tells them. So they're trying to counter history by proving that they are superior. For instance, this morning, this morning, Hortensia said, if you see that Australian cricketer sacrifice like he sacrificed his body, why? Because he has something to prove.
Yeah, and he wanted, and his team members ran after because he, as I told Quint, he sacrificed himself for a ball to make sure somebody's out. I don't see us sacrificing ourselves like that.
We got to begin to heal. We come out of that slave revolution, that emancipation. We come through that. Now it's time for us to establish ourselves as a people.
Yeah.
We must represent ourselves as one. We are Africans.
Yes.
When England, Australia, Sri Lanka, India, when they look at us, they see one people.
Yeah.
They see African people.
Yeah.
They don't see no mix-up West Indian. They don't see them. If we are West Indians, we are Africans. I went in the library in the U.S., and it tells me the population of St. Kitts is 96% African. Bloodline gonna link us. We must play for pride. We must got a link, a connection.
Yeah.
We are not connected in any way.
You're right.
Like
You're
I
right.
said before, we must begin our own reparatory justice by beginning with a language. We could start with Kiswahili. We got a lot of Africans in the region. Something to link us, a common language. Have a good day.
Same to you. Same to you. And he's so right.
Yeah.
Because I growing up, I always wondered, why is it that not even one African language is taught in any of our schools? But everyone else imposes, as he said, the English bring English, the French bring French,
And
the Spanish bring Spanish, the Chinese come and they bring Mandarin. Everybody brings their language, and because the Chinese is now viewed as the new colonialists, we find that wherever China establishes a frontier where she's doing serious business or otherwise, she makes sure that you learn Mandarin. Over there on Nevis, they're learning Mandarin in certain schools on Nevis. And I'm sure that
But that's
maybe...
from the Taiwanese.
Huh?
That's from the Taiwanese.
Well, the Chinese still, So we as a people, because I dabbled in different, a lot of them I've forgotten. There was a time when I could speak Japanese considerably well, and a little bit of Chinese, a little bit of French, a little bit of Spanish. But because I haven't been able to practice with anyone, eventually you forget a lot of those. But no African languages. Well, I took it on myself. I do have some African languages, but hello, caller.
Caller, good morning. You're live in Island T.
Hello, caller.
Quinn, can you hear me?
Yes,
We
we're
can
hearing
hear you now,
loud and clear.
Oh, okay. You're talking about playing with pride, right?
Yes.
Yes, you must play with pride, but don't you think encouragement goes a long way too? Because from listening, when they're winning, when you listen, right, to us people, as we like to talk about the color, we easily turn against our very own, very easy,
That's true.
Because if the West Indians are winning, we're West Indian. But if they're losing, you berate them, you call them down, you have all manner of things to say about them. What about encouragement? Encouragement goes a long way.
I agree. Encouragement goes a long way. And I, for one, only can speak for myself. I will never support any other team but the Caribbean team. But I, in my heart, feel that, man, they're losing too much. So I still say I want them to win. But you're right. We need... Look, I know some individuals who, when West Indies was in its peak winning, they were West Indian to the core. But soon as West Indies started to lose, They're not West Indies, and they don't back West Indies. You would hear them saying, "I support Australia," but let West Indies start to win, and you will be surprised. You would be looking at those person and wondering if it's a different individual. Because you're right.
Now what that say about us? There's no true loyalty.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because I abuse terribly.
Same to you.
Terribly. Thank you.
That's a good point. That's a good point because I know some friends. Let's say baseball. There's some teams in baseball who haven't won in a long time. But look at the fans. The fans go out and you can't believe that they have not won. Football in Europe and different.
Same thing.
There are teams.
They have the clubs.
There are teams in football who ain't win nothing up to now. But when you see their fans and when they do win, they go crazy because they deserve it. They are true fans. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I just want to jump in a little on the cricket. Yeah, I'm not so much looking at the fan base because the generation now, they came up with the West Indies cricket at a low ebb.
Yeah,
those of us who are older know about the winning ways.
Yes.
So we're holding on to that legacy.
Yeah.
The younger generation, they don't know.
Yeah.
And that is why they go for the T20 cricket, which is just entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay?
Align.
But one of the points I wanted to make is in connection with a call-in cricket program coming out of the UK by a person of Jamaican descent.
Yeah.
And St. Kitts got a bashing last night. Basically, when you lose, you find reason to blame everybody and anything that is associated with losing.
Yeah.
So everybody forgot that Australia I'm talking about the T20 cricket now.
Yeah.
Australia beat the West Indies in the first two games in Jamaica. No problems.
Yeah.
They focus on the crowd. Had nothing to do with the size of the ground, the slowness or the fastness of the wicket. No, nothing. 2-0. They came to St. Kitts 2-0. And what they did last night in the program was to turn on St. Kitts. And some of those West Indians fans now talking about the size of the ground having everything to do with West Indies losing. Could you imagine that?
Could you imagine that? I agree with you, caller.
We lost every single game, and going back to the Test cricket, whether we played it in Barbados, whether we were in Grenada, you name it. Nobody had any problem. No, the guys are talking about the small size of St. Kitts ground and how much 6 is. People come for entertainment.
Yeah.
I was trying to get into the program and I wanted to remind that host that there was a time when Warner Park was the largest cricket park in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But the cricketers like the park as far as what I got and what I heard from previous programs because they say it's the easiest park to get them out of the park sixes. They enjoy playing here.
Well, you see, but that's why I say, because that's the point I was making about the fans. Now, people who should know better, not talking about, you can hit a 6 easy. Well, as we would say colloquially, it's good for one, it's good for all.
That's it. That's it.
It's not Australia alone was batting on the small boundaries. We were batting on the small boundaries too.
Same. Yeah.
And the thing about it, no offense, Cortensia, because of your Guyanese ancestry, but there was a time when we supported West Indies and we never saw a West Indian cricketer.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, that's true.
I am a senior citizen, and my first Test match I saw was when I was overseas in Jamaica.
Okay. You mean in person?
That's when I saw my first, and nobody up to now, nobody's a bigger cricket fan than me.
Okay.
I supported West Indies, although there were no petitions, no divisions. It's 1973. El Comida Willett made the West Indies. And you know how he got to make it? He make it at the same, his performance at the same Warner Park.
Yeah.
He happened to be bowling to the West Indies captain at the time, Clive Lloyd. Lloyd was one of those batsmen. He got out. And we in the Caribbean, Nevis especially, and St. Kitts and the others, knew of Willet's exploit as a 16-year-old. It took him over 2 years.
Because Clive was renowned. Clive was renowned for not getting Clive out easily. When he's coming down, you hear a commentator say, "Here comes a big man with a big broad bat."
Right. And let me not get carried away. Let me just cool down a bit. One or two quick points on the present situation. I'm not blaming the West Indies cricket so much. I blame the individual islands for not producing quality players.
I agree.
The Len Harris, the Livingston Sargents, you name it. When they were not selected for the West Indies, they could have made the West Indies team.
Most definitely.
Right? Wow. And sad to say, the Louis brothers have now emerged, right?
Yeah.
But to some of us, it's not surprised that they can't do well.
Yeah.
The quality of cricket that they were introduced to on St. Kitts is not there.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable. I would like the president of the of the St. Kitts Cricket Association to come and here, let people call and ask him what is he doing. The Minister of Sports, what is he doing? I'm hearing about the 1-1. I mean, what has happened to track and field since Kim Collins? Kim Collins is not a product of a system we had in St. Kitts,
No.
His raw talent just got him there. But to sustain it at the international level, and that is what Louis is facing. And am I glad that he made the team? Yes. But look who he played for us. When he played for us, he was like thrown in at the deep end of the pool.
Yeah.
He went to England. Late spring, summer. I've never been to England, but I have an idea. It's not really summertime, even in England downtime.
Yeah, it's still a little cold.
He couldn't succeed.
Because, caller, you see,
Right.
if you follow, for instance, let's say the career of Viv Richards in his early days, Viv Richards went to the West Indies and he didn't succeed right off, but there were so many top batsmen who he could follow, and gradually he grew into his ways. So you're so right. Because of the situation that the West Indies is faced with, they're trying to throw anybody in there into the hot fire without them being able to build themselves into, that international scene. So you're right again.
So hear what I'm saying right now. Who is in charge of St. Kitts cricket right now? Because we're accusing the West Indies Cricket Board, right, of having non-cricketers running the cricket. My question, who is running St. Kitts cricket? Yes, cricket is a business right now. But you want to tell me no former cricketers who can really play a role in guiding St. Kitts cricket right now? Right? If you don't play the sport, it's gonna you have a lot of theory. And because of your knowledge of the theory, you're willing to try things out. But people who are out there in the hot sun, for example, from 10:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the afternoon, they understand and appreciate what cricket is all about. If you didn't do that, it's difficult for you to appreciate what has to be done to nurture youngsters who are now coming up in a different era with a different mindset.
But caller, it seems to me, to go back to your question you asked about the minister and whoever governs the Cricket Association, it seems to me, I could be wrong, but it seems to me like the trend right now is individuals who are in authority, they either don't want to face questions, because we're seeing something where when they do come to the media, they just want to speak. They don't even want to open the line so people can ask questions. They just want to come, say what I have to say, and go.
Well, I hear you, and I don't have a problem with that. So what?
But that is wrong. That is wrong. They should not.
Yeah, that is wrong. But I am saying still, the media could do their homework and call it as they see it. And that even before you invite them, they will reach because then they will have to come and defend whether the presidency, the secretarial role, whatever. I mean, give me a break. They're getting away.
But sometimes it
Because
seems to me, when they do come, they come with their tails up and they come with an attitude like they want to intimidate you. They want to come and just even the aura of how they speak to when they get in front of the microphone is like saying, well, you know, this is how it is. And you know, so you're right, the media shouldn't back off, but that's the way it is.
Well, I think the media got to step up their game. I try to follow the administration, especially in this sporting area, and they're always apologetic for something, and come and talking about they just fix up the stadium. Fix up the stadium for who? So who are the new emerging athletes there? St. Kitts is a small place. You're supposed to know who all these footballers and cricketers are.
Yeah.
Right?
I
don't want to.
Caller, hold a second. There's another caller who has been patiently waiting, so you don't have to hang up. Hello, caller.
No problem.
Hello, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, man. And that, good morning, Prince Carpenter and the other caller there.
Good morning.
Yeah, great discussions, man. I so love when you guys touch on cricket, man. First of all, I'm going to go straight to what I need to go to. We have a wall in Nevis with the West Indies cricketers and my personal childhood hero, Derek Parry. His image is not on that wall. For whatever reason that his image is not on that wall, that situation got to get worked out. I don't know the details, and I don't want to get involved with that politics of the day, but whatever the situation is why Derek Parry image is not on that wall, that situation got to get worked out. And Derek Parry and Livingston Sargent got to get recognized in their own hometown of Cotton Ground. And under Federation and Nevis as a whole. And don't forget El Comito Willett. El Comito Willett now has a park named after him. But since I left Nevis, not even one chair was renovated in that space. And for Nevis having all them world-class cricketers, we should have had at least a world-class cricket stadium. All these games that's coming now and coming only to St. Kitts should have been shared with Nevis. And we need to change the name of that one park. Michael Louis Park at least. We got to give incentives for these youngsters. And we need to have a refocus on cricket because cricket is now paying money. And we see the youngsters gravitate into basketball, but there is no NBA recruiters coming to the Federation. But the game of cricket is now paying money. When we wasn't getting the picks, West Indies would have had no other choice but to come to us to get our picks now. And lastly, there was a person in St. Kitts that was he the manager of the West Indies cricket team? I think his name is Ricky Skerritt. Somebody can correct me. Yeah. All the years he was on the West Indies board, he did not see it fit to pick or advocate for one cricketer from St. Kitts. Victor Eddie Martin, Luther Kelly.
Yeah.
Luther Kelly, Victor Eddie, Ishard, Harris. Why couldn't one of those guys make the West Indies team? I don't know. We need to support our own local cricketers. And one of the reasons why I heard Livingston Sargent had some issues there, but there's no way he should not have made West Indies team.
Okay,
because
Burl,
go ahead.
I want both of you. There's the other caller also waiting patiently. I want both of you to tell us how you feel. The first caller said something that I feel is quite relevant. He said we need to stop being this individualist thing and come together as a unit, as a Caribbean unit, knowing our roots. So what do you feel about it? I want you to be brief on it, and then I want to hear the other callers comment on that. Go ahead first, Burl.
Okay, first of all, when I was 11 years old at Lowland School, El Comito Willett himself organized a 3-team league. Boys School, St. Thomas's Elementary, and Prospect Elementary. We need to bring that back. And as the other caller said, we need to move collectively another the unit. We can have a team from St. Kitts to Dominica to St. Lucia and go up there and play against the local team up there. We just got to reorganize and put that energy back into cricket again, our tradition. We need to bring our tradition back and put some pride into our game and encourage the youngsters. And I'll leave it there. Thanks a lot.
Okay. To the other caller now, give me your take on us moving as a unit, as a Caribbean unit.
Well, my simple point is that chain is as strong as its weakest link.
Yes.
And the strength of the Caribbean team going to depend on the individual strength of the particular islands. So if St. Kitts or Dominica or Grenada or Jamaica is weak, it's going to be to the detriment of the team. So unless you strengthen those, unless the authorities strengthen that, is not going to happen. And I use the word strengthen. When St. Kitts, when the T20 competition first came to the Caribbean, the first stadium to be completed was the St. Kitts Stadium, you know.
Yeah.
Under the leadership of the then Prime Minister Denzel Douglas. Right? I mean, it was done in a way that some of us who had other ideas felt that we didn't get an opportunity to make an input. But be that as it may. And that is when the size of St. Kitts cricket field actually came smaller. Because people of my ilk, there was a time when there were 3 cricket pitches in Warner Park. 3.
Yeah, I remember those days. So let me ask you this. As you said, you're a senior citizen, and I am also a senior citizen. So wasn't there a time when St. Kitts used to go and play against Anguilla, play against Mountchat, even down in the Virgin Islands, clubs used to... Wasn't there that time?
Absolutely. But at that time as well, the school cricket was strong.
Yeah, you're right. And that is where it starts.
Cricket, and that is why I'm saying we have not put anything in place to advise the youngsters of the benefits. People think cricket is just about playing in the sun, you know. Right now, international cricket, there's so much for... You could be a videographer.
Yeah.
Right? And if you yes, you might be good technical in that field, but if you know cricket as well as a videographer, the kind of photos and shoots you do.
Yeah, you know the shots that go. Yeah.
And the other guy who doesn't know it.
That's it.
But who tells these guys that they are in school from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock doing what? Starting 14 subjects to do what? And then they line up outside of the bank looking a job.
Yeah.
Rather than the job hunting them down.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so right.
Yep.
Yeah, so because that is a perfect point, you know, because out there in the outer world, they don't go looking for jobs, you know. People come recruiting them even before they leave school, so you're right.
Once they see that they're doing well and they're matching up to the criteria that they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't play even on the side of the streets now. You don't see people playing cricket, man.
I'm gonna cut now. I'm not at home to see the cricket. But I could guarantee you the technical people who were there for these one-day T20 games are not kitchens. If they are minuscule, why? Why up to now we don't have those persons? And then the caller...
Because it goes back to the point you were making, you know. It's this big island, small island thing. Because you started by saying, here we have, because we had a failing in St. Kitts and Nevis, they jump and they say, oh, the Browns and this and that. But they were failing all along. But it's this big island, small island thing. Yeah.
And we know the only reason. They come to St. Kitts in spite of the small ground has to do with economics, eh? Don't feel no way.
Yeah. It's true.
They make good money in St. Kitts. So Jamaica go full till they're running on over. And just to show you our disunity, because we're talking Caribbean cricket, right?
Yes.
Right now, the West Indies are playing, and Guyana, that's why I apologize to Cortense earlier.
That's okay.
Guyana is hosting their own T20 cricket right now in direct competition. And I'm not going to let our own people get away, because somebody mentioned about the former manager from St. Kitts, Ricky Skerritt.
Yeah.
What has he done since he served 2 terms as West Indies cricket president? For St. Kitts cricket, not for individuals, for St. Kitts cricket.
Yeah.
What has he done?
Yeah. I remember
Right.
that. I remember when he was manager that question was being bandied about, and we didn't get any answers to the positive. So.
Or maybe he'll
Well,
hear this
see-
question today and he'll have an answer for us.
Well, you see, the problem is the systems, unless we're willing to dismantle the systems that are in place. Because we see it from a particular perspective, right? And the others, they're seeing it from a different perspective. It's like the same thing, right? West Indies, Clive Lloyd is hailed as the greatest West Indies captain, right?
Yeah.
When he was succeeded by Vivian Richards, Viv didn't lose no series either. But people were calling for his head even before he got in.
Yeah, it's true.
This is what I'm telling you. The same thing they're doing right now with Sammy. I have some issues with some of his stuff, right? But West Indies didn't start to fail since Sammy became the coach.
No.
And he is trying to do something different to what went before, and we have a problem,
Yeah.
right? And this is my final point here. Years ago, when St. Kitts was producing some youngsters, didn't get to West Indies level, right? They had a stronger sports system in the schools under people like Noel Gishard and Vernon Springer. Today, Vernon Springer is based in Antigua, working for West Indies cricket, and he can't make a contribution to St. Kitts cricket. I say no more on that.
Okay.
Charity begins at home. Thank you very much.
I agree with you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much
for
for
your
your
input.
Wow.
Yeah, it has been very enlightening. Thanks, and always feel free. We love to interact with you whenever you choose to do so. Yeah.
That's so true, you know.
A whole lot we've got to look at when it comes to cricket, where when we're successful, we praise, and soon as we go through a glitch, then you find certain islands start pointing at others and saying this and that, but not realizing that this has been a trend that's come down from them to us. So why are you singling us out?
But he made a point when it came to the comparison of Guyana having cricket now and the West Indies having cricket. I would like to know, our cricket association, Guyana is also a part of the West Indies Cricket Association, right? When they had these plans, were they not talking to each other so they can see who can hold cricket when, so that the cricket can be beneficial, especially if people want to travel and whatever, they can go to the cricket? Because I heard something about an event being cancelled in Nevis because of the cricket over here. That's a shoo-shoo. I don't know if it's true, but it's obvious.
That there's a lack of organization.
Or communication.
Yeah.
Not even organization, because obviously both tournaments are organized and they're going. But yeah, the attendance on Saturday night at the cricket was a little less than that of Friday, because you couldn't get parking at Value Mart per se.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
parked up like Music Festival to go and see the cricket. But I think the attendance went down a little bit because they lost, and then secondly, they had the grill fest that people were more interested in going to, and then they had events in Nevis too that people might have want to go to. But I'm gonna see what's gonna happen to the crowd tonight, guys. Even though they're not losing, as the caller mentioned, we have to cheer, because I cheer immensely when they're winning, and then when they lose, I abuse. So I'm
Well,
gonna be
that's what we
honest,
do.
I'm one of them. So, but let's rally, because
No, but as Caribbean people, that's what we do. We want them to win, and
well,
we
maybe
don't
if we
want them
cheer them
breaking
up
our
some
hearts.
more, I know. Maybe
Look,
we.
I hear you, but it's hard to cheer up someone who's breaking your heart all the time.
I know, because you ain't want none to do with them ends.
Yeah. So
But I can give them one more chance tonight,
mind you, like I said, I will never support any other team but the Caribbean team. But realistically, it hurts when we lose consistently.
But you know what killing me? All of we anticipated. None of we want a lot of people say, oh, we're not going to watch them, they're losing. But a lot of us can't wait for CPL to start, And it's these same fellas coming back on this team, are you? So they're really making sense, It's the same fellas, them. It's just that they know how each other play, especially coming from a team like the West Indies. And they know, okay, he ain't good at this, I'm going to give him a ball, I'm going to mash him up. They know each other, but it's the same fellas coming back with a couple of them same overseas players. So come on. Let me rally, let me chant West Indies tonight.
And here's a good point. You see that clip you showed us some weeks ago with those young men fighting? Those young men should have been watching tapes. This is why we get beaten every time. Those athletes around the world, instead of fighting, they're watching tapes of how you run, how you bowl, where the ball should land, and where the ball is gonna, if the ball lands there on the ground, how it's gonna turn depending on the spin they put into it. You understand what I'm saying?
But
they take this thing from a scientific perspective.
But do you realize in the finals of the under-19, who was up there, Quint? Who was up there?
Who?
The U.S. and Barbados. What is the U.S. doing up there? And I don't say this to degrade the U.S. in any way, shape, or form. But when I looked at one of the U.S. coaches that I spoke to that went back, he's from India. You see, they're bringing the best to get the best.
Yes.
Yeah, the U.S. came second this time, but you bet that under-19 team going to whoop out the Caribbean soon.
Soon. Because they take, just like how you said, that this Australian sacrifice his body, that's what they do. They come with determination and pride. Exactly. They are not behind there fighting one another to go on WhatsApp.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So these gentlemen are taking it serious in the U.S. with cricket now making a rise in the U.S. And we hear that cricket is our bloodline, or I won't say our lifeline because, trust me, we would have been dead. But we need to take it more serious.
Yeah.
We need to practice hard. We need to sacrifice harder. We need to understand why we're out on that field. And when we play the game, when we do anything with pride, we excel, we succeed. So just come out tonight, support them. I hope they're listening to us. I hope they understand, because when that crowd gets quiet, I think they felt it.
Yeah.
They felt it.
Yeah.
And I said they worked hard on Saturday, so I look forward to them working harder tonight. And I'll try to make sure my second personality doesn't come out. I'll try to keep the good one, but I can't promise anybody that.
Okay, well, that's how we're going to end things for now. Do take care.
Oh, it's high in the air again. Can you feel the love on a stranger's face? Look at West Indies. West Indies cricket is all our legacy.